Oh, yeah. Damn. Damn, boy. Damn, boy, he's thick. Boy, that's a thick-ass boy. Damn. Bah!
Welcome, everybody, to the Plumes of Hazard. I, as always, am your host, the Angstful Vapor 2. My left is the lovely, talented Foo Baka. And right down there below me is the Voider Warners, Master of Blasters, Mass Plus 09, BBC News.
Welcome.
Here.
Welcome.
Slange.
Slange of Arts.
What up?
I think that big old BBC News thing is the most bummer of that screenshot. That it distracts from your yourself, which is
I need to get Lorelai that a yellow outfit like that and put some goggles on her and just have her just bust in here like I own the place.
And then
help you.
Then have your nanny come crawling out, throwing your kids around the corner.
My wife just run out sliding in her
like
socks and just grab the kids.
That one sweater you throw into your bed when your room's supposed to be clean.
Yo, yeah. You should have ran that train coupling as the intro.
That's a good idea. I didn't. I ran the thick ass bear or bar. Excuse me. Damn boy. So Orr said, I accidentally kind of guessed one of his middle names, apparently. And that's what he said, one of his middle names. So I was going to ask, how Hispanic are you? Or possibly Italian, I suppose. How many middle names do you have? One of my middle names is not something that a lot of people would be able to say.
Double play.
Whoa! All right.
Out of the jam. 1-run lead. That shit is...
Did you did he lean into any pitches?
Nah. Honestly, that was a shameful victory, but the way that man's has been swinging the bat, he's probably like, hey, coach, I think my elbow will have better luck than my bat. And that it did. He was kind of right.
You should probably share that, because I don't watch a whole lot of baseball, and I thought that was a really cool clip when you posted that the other day.
Oh, the glove throwing?
No, the
elbow.
The bat, that
wasn't cool. That was fucking shameful.
It was shameful, but it was kind of, you don't see that very often.
So, yeah, actually, there was literally one other instance in baseball history that happened because baseball's like that.
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know, the Mets were playing the Marlins, and it was the bottom of the ninth. The Mets tie the game with a home run, and then the next guy comes up. There's 2 outs. And the bases, actually, yeah, so later they end up loading the bases. Still tie game. Homie comes on, he's a lefty. And this guy's getting thrown. So the pitch before was an absolute meatball curveball, like he could have fucking tattooed it.
Yeah.
And the subsequent pitch was just that too. It was a pitch to hit. And he like kind of makes like he's gonna swing at it. And the umpire starts ringing him up for strike 3, and then just goes this, which means it hit him.
Yeah. Well, the batter
looks
looks at
on
him
the slow-mo,
right?
and he goes and fucking leans his elbow into the pitch. Now, here's the thing. If a ball is a strike and it still hits you, it's supposed to be a strike. That should have been strike 3, and it should have gone to extra innings, but instead they roll it. What did that do? That sent him to first. Winning run came in. So
to me, when I watched it again, it didn't feel like he leaned into it very much. He did a little bit, but not a whole lot. But from what I heard, the ruling is you're supposed to make a reasonable effort to get out of the way, and he didn't. Right? He definitely didn't do that.
No, he put more of himself in front of the plate.
Right? Yeah.
And guess what? He still sucks right now.
No.
And he's in a contract year, mind you.
Oh, is that right? Uh-oh. So that was something. So what you just said is something I didn't know. I didn't realize that that if it's still a strike, even if it clips you, it's supposed to be a strike. I didn't know that.
Another thing that people don't like. You ever seen an instance where a player gets thrown at and they kind of go up to brace themselves and it hits the butt of their bat?
Yeah,
that's a strike. That counts as a foul tip.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, that was a pretty shameful victory.
Damn, War. Talk about a mutt. That's pretty damn muddy, my friend. Baseball has been very, very good to you. Whoa. What was that?
Maddie, you horribly misspelled all of that.
I said
very,
I
very
want to
good
get
to
Laura
me.
Light
Very,
for some of
very
the
good
yellow
to
and
me.
just have her come in and go.
Bananas and pajamas.
Yeah, your girl did have a little bit of a ghosting in a minute ago, by the way. She like ghosted Ed, like, and then went away. Hey, Johan, how you doing, man? Good to see you boys today.
Scandinavian in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
So
I dabbled back into my black metal music collection yesterday, strangely enough. On Monday.
Is that right?
Yes. It was awesome.
You know, I broke out a very underappreciated Zeppelin album, and it's one of my favorites. The other day too, I've been listening to Coda the last couple of days. It's got a couple bangers in that thing. I love that. It's such a great album. A lot of people don't really talk about it very much, but it's good. I mean, it's got Bottom's second solo. It's fantastic. Bonzo's Montreux. And Wearing and Tearing is a great song. Don't ever hear it. It's a good song though.
Yeah, that's
So
the problem
have
with their
you,
collection. It's been forced down my throat most of my life.
I know you don't like Led Zeppelin.
have you
I've been
seen all these people posting pictures of shit that they just keep buying from China and from the US and USPS and UPS and everybody still delivering?
No.
Why are we doing that?
I don't know.
Like,
I hadn't seen that at all. Are people doing it? They're just
No,
posting like
step
vape mail?
on Snek.
Yeah, don't step on Snek.
yeah, that's what they're doing. They're just like, oh, look, this band don't work. I'm still getting shit. I'm like, I wouldn't be posting.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm posting on social media.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
Fucking
posting that on
idiots,
the
you
internet.
self-snitching.
Mm-hmm.
Bad word I can't say on the internet.
Just dumb.
Good edit.
But
I don't think I've ever said it on the show, so. No, so one of us has. It wasn't me.
That's
Not
right.
me. I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
It wasn't me.
Mm-mm. Fessy says China exports up 35% last month. Is that right? Damn.
Well, part of that is also them catching up with their backlog. Like the whole COVID just stopping everything, like the lumber industry. I was reading some shit the other day about.
Well, and
That shit
Chinese
was
New
just
Year
like-
too, right?
yep,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, post Chinese New Year.
lumber's been rough. 'Cause
Yeah, was Chuff telling you about how much the laminate sheets were
No.
that he was looking at? I don't remember the dimensions, but he was talking about something being $62 a sheet.
I mean, I could tell you that CDEF was saying that the 3/4 inch piece of plywood 4x8s went from $36 to like $60.
Damn.
Oh, okay, with C-Death.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
The people getting that STEMI money though, right? I assume wanting to do some DIY junk maybe.
Yeah. Well,
Basically, the existing supply was bought by everyone like the first 4 or 5 months of COVID.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and,
Everyone became a DIY artisan, and then
don't forget the
lumber
mostly
industry
peaceful
shut down.
protests, right?
and the lumber industry had been shut down. And then it's like, yeah, we're back up and running, but y'all gotta slow your fucking roll.
Right. We can only board up so many stores in New York City.
Well, the other thing too is like we buy 1/8 inch Baltic birch, and
Mm-hmm.
it's been sitting in docks for weeks because they just don't have enough truckers to go pick up all the shit that's been backlogged for months. So
Where are those Tesla trucks at?
yeah, I know, right? Them bitches drive themselves.
Where's the rock to reopen the lumber mill?
Or just made me think of that old Dennis Leary skit. I think it was Dennis Leary bit that he was talking about just wait until the U.S. like needs some sort of natural resource like wood or something, and they're just gonna look north and go, "Hey, Canada, get out."
Aggressive base running.
No,
first
really,
to third
get
on a first to third.
What was that? Sorry, that was
First to third makes me hard.
First and third makes you
First to third on a
first
base
to
hit.
third. Wait, stole it or just
No, just good
base
jump, good read on the ball.
right on?
That's the third time they've done that tonight. That means we'll be running the bases like a bunch of bell ends the next week.
Oh, I should click over here. I always forget to make sure my mouse stays awake.
Yeah, so wasn't that little container thing kind of neat? You know, like the one that I put in the chat, the opening the milk container or the chocolate container.
Oh yeah, it was cool as shit.
Yeah, like so I always wondered, I'm like, you know, because the eggs do it too. I have the
Like egg whites?
And it works the same way. You know, you just turn it and it like pierces it, and I've I've always wondered, I'm like, how are you just, you know, but I just never think of it. It's cool as shit. It just pushes the teeth down and locks it into place, and I guarantee you that's like 90% of the cost of those fucking packages.
Oh yeah, for sure. But so you want to share your screen or something, Mass, and show them what we're talking about?
Let me see if I can pull that up. Give me 1 second.
If you can, I should be able to do it too.
Yeah.
But if you do it, then all of us can see it. You can comment on it. If I do it, you guys can't see it.
Yep. 1 second. Let me.
Dude, my brother literally just messaged me about how they've done that 4 times tonight, going first to third. He's like, that has to be like a record. I'm like, dude, I literally just mentioned that. Apparently, it's 4 times tonight, not 3.
Okay, so it should be sharing now.
Yeah. So by the way, this is a Big Clive episode. If you don't watch Big Clive and you're in any sort of way interested in electronics, you should.
Okay. So now you should have audio too from me.
And all that stuff. And he's got the 12 disciples. And I just looked at it, I thought, I like the fact.
Okay, so we'll go through. He's talking about this.
And it comes up, it's actually breaking a seal inside there, but you'd never actually realize that. And this does actually hold. Let me prove this. It does hold.
So he goes through and he's dumping this coffee.
Sweet.
And what he's going to do is he's going to
cut the bottom open and took the coffee out of it.
Yeah, here you go. This is where
look,
it shows it.
On the inside, you'll see that it is completely sealed. It is a metallized foil which is designed to protect the contents.
I don't know if we're going to get dinged for showing this,
stuff,
but
it is
just talk at the same time.
Open that completely.
Probably.
So watch what happens.
I doubt Big Clive's running algorithms.
Initially, this seal's
audio for this.
He's not running them. YouTube is.
Where it's quite stiff.
I don't think YouTube does that.
And then as I rotate it,
unless you register it,
you can see little teeth appearing that are then puncturing.
This is the part that I had no idea how this worked.
When you're doing it, I should have left it on the container. Oh, this is quite hard, but I've started soft finish. But as you unscrew it, this jaw slides through, but it doesn't cut it all the way around. It actually serrates that foil.
It's amazing.
And it pushes it to the side with a tab.
Vita Coco does that, but the
as
water
you
sucks.
continue to unscrew this, it then rotates that foil cutter and locks it into position and then detaches, and that's the point that the screw thread comes off. So you look inside and you don't.
The first time I saw one of these things, I saw the little teeth inside the cap there, like in the bottom left corner there.
Right.
I just assumed it was cutting with that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay. And for whatever reason, I was busy. I didn't actually sit down and take it apart. So I just assumed it was doing something. But you could see down in there, obviously, there's no seal or foil or whatever.
Right.
That's the part that I thought was so freaking cool, is how it serrated it and then folds it off to the side.
And it pushes it out to the way. Yeah. Like,
cool.
Because see, I saw those things in the cap, but then I'm like, wait, you can't cut as you're unscrewing because you're coming up with the threads. So, and then there's another bit that goes.
Look at this bit with these little
where it locks it into
unscrewing
place.
it in the shop, I suppose. Or
Yeah, and you can see all the
playing
tracks
about
in the upper right
here.
there.
As you
About
unscrew
how
it,
it does all that shit.
these little tangs
So
here
cool.
push against center gauges with those little wedges. Just push those
You can
teeth
see it
up
really good in there where it pushes and
Yeah.
until it gets to the end, and then it rotates it
it's
round
just
and locks it.
dude. Like
Here's a bit that
whoever came up with that,
unlocked it.
oh
You
my
can
goodness,
take that out from this end, but it is
there's got to be a patent on that.
Oh,
The first thing I saw using that were Vita Coco things.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah.
they use that, but Vita Coco's garbage, so I won't acknowledge their brilliance.
The Premier Protein shakes have those. It's like that.
They're
You
right.
just, unscrew it and it pops it open. Yeah, it's friggin' awesome.
Pretty sweet.
And like when I saw it, I'm like, that makes perfect sense now.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of things breaking,
It's okay, horror, because that's a reference to like dark like the night versus light magic
darkness is
during the day. It's not a reference to anything else. That's where that comes from.
darkness is.
Darkness is
Speaking of things breaking,
your adorable little weehaw.
my
yeah,
adorable little
dude.
Weehaw ratchet, the magnet came out yesterday when I was putting my coffee table together. I pulled my bit out and I'm like, there's a magnet on the end of my bit. So I'll probably super glue it, but I was bitching at Chuff about it this morning.
Yeah.
And he's like, go on there. He's like, there's some stuff you got to fill out on their website. They're usually pretty lax about their warranty, tell them where you, and lo and behold, it is pretty simple. They ask you, just grab your issue, part number, photo of the issue, purchase date, where'd you purchase it, either from Weehaw, Amazon, in a store. How can we contact you? Where should we send a replacement? In case, I guess, they recognize a legitimate claim.
Yeah.
For all I know, they could be like, yo, just super glue that shit in, you fucking scrub.
Like I said, that's what I said.
But I expect better from this.
Sure.
I've had this for almost a year. Granted, it probably saw some decent use summer through fall.
Have you had it that long?
Well,
Is that right?
Almost a year, yeah. Because I remember I bought myself a set, and then I ordered another one. I gave a set to my brother for his birthday,
Mm-hmm.
which was in May. So I got this set about a year ago almost.
Okay.
So I'm upset.
Damn, I didn't realize it's been that long because I remember when that link came across.
I'm just gonna take this moment to once again show this off and how brilliant their bit selector things are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that kit's nice.
So yeah, bit upset. I love this thing quite a bit. So hopefully they send me another one.
That's weird when it pops out like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was
just like vape stuff warranties. Yeah, some of them are really good. Like,
Yeah.
I would say the Limelight one's really good, except for I've had kind of an unfortunate experience this time around. But there's some other extenuating circumstances going on right now with COVID and
Yeah.
vape mail ban and all that other shit. It took a long time for my shit to get there. But I did talk to Maya just a couple of days ago. They finally got my stuff over there and through customs and all that sort of junk. But unfortunately, they lost my very funny letter that I had written out detailing, all the problems that my mods had. So I had to go back over it from memory. Unfortunately, I didn't save the file. Just printed the letter and killed it. Sad. Johan wants to know how many small tables you have that would necessitate such a small ratchet.
how many dollhouse tables down. This is more so for just like tight spaces. That's kind of where it excels.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I just use a regular driver.
Yeah. No, tight spaces or where you gotta get like.
You need leverage.
Yeah.
You can't get like this.
Yep.
But otherwise, like this thing is like pretty weighty.
Mm.
Like.
Yeah, it's got good weight.
Because I have that German brand that I can't pronounce. Stauwheel.
It's the Svila.
Stall Willie. I have their cutters are great. I have the ratchet here.
Good
Guinea
shit.
pigs.
Guinea pigs. Those things are badass.
Guinea pigs.
Tasty. So, well, I guess since that one's magnetized, you probably wouldn't want to use it in a computer building sort of thing, right?
There's no. I don't think there's any real use application there. For like computer stuff, I just
You use a
use my
screwdriver.
little. Yeah, I just have like the little like the Wear electronic drivers. Like
The SD safe ones.
Yeah.
like
Oh.
these jobbies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Those are dope.
Ooh, that's kind of cool. Festi just said that he was looking at your guitar, Foo, in the background, and he said either Weha or KC Tool, he can't remember which, were advertising a guitar repair maintenance kit from Weha.
So
cool?
that was actually
That's cool.
my first foray into buying any sort of tools for myself was for guitar stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
Actually,
Johan.
we're-
That's the Nipexes are pretty badass. Legendary for a reason. Although, they do charge for 'em.
Oh,
first
tool
set of
of
needle
the
noses.
day. Tool of the day is the Nipex VDE tool set. It's $120, but you could cut something that's let's see, 100,000 volts.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh, but
First
they have
off,
the
okay, I'm gonna use
laser
this to
etched
pick-
ends.
I have a bone to pick with KC Tool because I ordered. Remember my ratcheting screwdriver and shit that I ordered along with the stuff I had on my wish list. USPS couldn't deliver to my apartment. This is literally the only website I've had any issue ordering shit from since I moved here with KC Tool. It got sent back to them and I hit them up and I'm like, okay, re-verifying my address. Here's a screen cap from USPS. Still haven't
Yeah.
fucking heard back if it went back out.
Hmm.
This is a $75 order, yo.
Yeah.
My shit.
Dude. Here, I gotta share my screen
But
real
yeah.
quick.
This is the first set of needle noses I bought for myself. It's for guitar stuff.
Dude, look at those ends though.
Whoa.
Was it, are those laser etched?
Yeah,
Ooh.
that is dope.
Is that for grippy factor?
I think it's for dissipation of electricity because those are the ESD safe ones up to
That is-
1,000 volts or something. But I think it does do something with the grip too
Yeah, it must,
because
right?
it is.
Because
it
the
is-
rest of it, I can see the insulation down the shaft, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, so I think it's so if a spark jumps to it,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't destroy it. I don't know. I'm sure that there's something about it somewhere.
That's
read it.
interesting.
So yeah, these husky needle noses have served me admirably. I've gotten better pliers, like I got Nipexes and stuff, but these I can't let them go.
Mm.
These almost died. These got
Are those husky?
These
Yeah.
got stuck. These
Yeah, I got
these
a
got
set.
left These got left in the bottom cabinet of my bathroom vanity, and that shit leaked. These things were rusted out so fucking hard, and I baptized these in white lithium grease. Look at them. Look at them.
Yeah, very shiny.
No, they're good as fucking new.
Yeah. Brando said, "When was the last days I want to be able to get my rail cracker delivered?" That's a good question.
My Bombies order actually just showed up today. My 20 bottles.
28th for most of the states. 28th, I think.
I thought it was done the end of last month.
Well, I
The
think
sale
some
was.
states. Yeah, the sale was, but I think some states are still.
I think it's like
um,
April 26th or some shit.
Mm.
Yeah, 26th or 28th, one of the two.
So I guess the answer to your question, Brando, is hurry the hell up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it took 3 weeks for my shit to ship out. I ordered on the 22nd of March, and it only went out on Saturday, I think.
Mm.
Yeah.
I was disappointed. I dropped a couple $100 at Bigglesworth Labs right before all that went down, and I didn't get a challenge coin. I was sad.
I still
Oh,
think you should have.
Does
written
everyone
them
get
in.
one?
If you ordered Bombies, yeah.
Yeah, if you order
Oh,
Bombies,
I
yeah.
didn't order Bombies because I have respect for myself and don't vape nano.
So some 120 nano cream 3 milligram. Thanks for the giveaway.
We're gonna talk about some. We're still gonna be talking about tools. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. No, I think we
got
should.
Yeah, because
What? You got an M12?
yeah, boy. Not only did I just get an M12, I got the combo kit from the Home Depot, which also came with rotary tool.
Rotary tool.
Because
The rotary is dual massage. Go.
Because guess what? I'll use this. What the fuck am I gonna do with a 3/8 electronic ratchet? Fuck am I gonna do with it? Nothing. This useful.
So what's that kit?
It's
having
just
it.
the what?
What's that kit? Is it just a drill?
Yeah, this is the 1/2-inch chuck drill with 2 batteries, and I got the rotary tool with it for $169.
Nice.
Brushless, baby. So it comes in this big old fuck off case.
That's a pretty nice looking kit. Most of those blow molded cases are kind of crappy, but that one actually looked pretty nice. Here's the big question: does it have proper hinges, or is it just a bent piece of plastic? Proper hinges.
Yeah.
Nice.
They don't fuck around when it comes to their quality. So
Yeah, that means you can shove all kinds of shit in there and just step on it and close it, and it won't pop off. It's so little.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So wee
little.
tiny.
amazing.
Are those brushless? Yeah,
So you got some.
Yeah, you can get
got
the
some torque
non-brushless
on
one.
that thing.
because that brushless DeWalt that I got, boy,
Yeah.
that thing gets it.
I like the color scheme of Makita more, but I wasn't going to pay $30 more for their kit.
Yeah,
I don't think they had the specific kit that I wanted either. But
yeah. That DeWalt is it's also a hammer drill. I use the shit out of that hammer drill.
Oh, is that right? And it,
Yeah,
like an
so-
impact one? Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I'm putting
when I bought my first house in 09, I got as a housewarming present. I got my first set of like tools. So and they were right when the Ryobis came out with the ugly like Decepticon things. It's like yellowy green.
Yeah,
But
it
the
looked
biggest
like,
thing is they were lithium ion. So
Yeah.
that was brand new back then, and that's the one I got. And my batteries are still pretty decent now, and I use the shit out of that thing. I've decked 2 different addicts. Like
the best thing about those is like the Walt's got the fast charge. So
Yeah.
in the first 30 minutes you can get up to like
70% or something. Yeah.
just by blasting it. I think the batteries get hot, but it charges it.
run.
So that's at this point I can see the lifespan is definitely down in my batteries for sure. And
Sure.
I have been considering switching brands, so to speak.
Yeah.
The Makita is just, I mean, historically, reputation wise, they've always had great feedback, and even with the modern, selling out to China, the DeWalts are still pretty good apparently. And
I've been told that DeWalts are good if you're drilling into wood and plastic. Like that's what they're still good for. I used to have a plug-in, like a plug-in DeWalt drill that my brother lost and somehow pins it on me.
So Marvel and the FDA teamed up to create an anti-vaping YouTube campaign.
Yo, how's Colin gonna feel about that?
Yo,
He's like the biggest MCU fanboy in our Discord.
Yeah, it's called the Mind Control Menace.
what?
Wow, dude, I'm watching this. This is crazy.
I was sure you were pulling my leg.
No. Here, I'll put the link in.
Oh, it's over, folks.
Wow. Yeah.
Even Captain America is turning against us.
Yeah.
Captain America is about
he's-
protecting the children.
He ain't vaping. He's smoking blunts.
Here, hold on. I'll put
That's
this.
Well, he
up.
ages at a
crazy.
fraction than we do. Of course, he could smoke. as much as
Vaping
we do.
turns you into a badass sorcerer, and the solution is inventing a machine that brainwashes everyone in town. What in the fuck?
Yeah, I put the link in chat for everybody.
No,
Brandon.
Brando, we seldom do that.
It's to discourage kids from vaping.
I'm ashamed because I've vape mostly salts these days.
Mm.
That's weird.
Just for
That's kinda
giggles,
weird.
Brandon, I'll say I have got a Limelight, a regulated Limelight, freehand, with the Plumes of Hazard switch on top. Oh, and an REA Omen tip. Rail
I've got
crack.
Brain Freeze in this Orion. I've got Mango in this Orion from Naked.
What was the first one?
Brain Freeze.
What's Brain Freeze?
Strawberry pomegranate menthol.
From where?
Naked.
Oh, Naked.
Where's my bottle? Well, they call it strawberry palm now, but I know what it is. I know what it is.
So there was a classic Southern stand-up comedian whose name is Louis Grizzard. If you were at all familiar with him, he died many years ago, but he is so all of his stuff is on YouTube. Just Google Louis Grizzard. It's fantastic. One of the things that he used to say is what was that? Is NAKED means you ain't got no clothes on. NEKKID means you ain't got no clothes on and you're up to something.
Mm-hmm. when you go skinny dipping, you naked.
You naked. That's right. Oh man, there's so Louis Grizzard is one of those things that's in my family just as running jokes everywhere. Like we'll just drop them without even realizing we're referencing.
Oh yeah,
them.
that's movies and television in amongst
Yeah.
my siblings.
For sure. Louis Grizzard is one of those classics.
Microprocesses.
Yeah.
Whether it's Goonies, Good Will Hunting, gets thrown around a lot. Specifically, if anyone remembers the scene in Good Will Hunting where he sends Ben Affleck to his job interview. That's a hilarious scene.
Mhm.
YouTube it.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
That was peak Ben Affleck acting, IMO.
Oh. I just don't think it was much acting, right? He just like fell right into that.
Right. It's a joke on Family Guy about. He's like,
Yeah.
"What do you mean you didn't write this? You just smoke pot." It's all the work.
Yeah.
So yeah, what else? But yes, tell us about the Grizz.
So you mentioned you had your drill out a minute ago. Have you used it yet, or did it just get in?
Not yet. I just got it on Sunday.
Okay.
I'm working. I'm gonna be setting up my desk tomorrow, so I'll be drilling into birch, and it's gonna smell real fucking nice.
I'm just so the reason I asked is because I'm curious. I've never purchased one of that style of power tool before, so I don't know how long those batteries last. Like, what's the lifespan of that? I mean, do you get 30 minutes of active use out of it, or do you get a couple hours, or what?
Well, it comes with two batteries. The big one, there's like a 4 amp hour one it came with, and then also this is like the smaller. What is this? 2 amp hour.
Okay.
So this one's kind of.
So is that two 18650s? Is that's what it looked like?
Looks like 3 than the triangular.
Oh, it's 3 of them. Okay.
So
Oh, of course, it's
3 of
12
them.
volts, right? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the 4 amp hour battery is this plus I think another 3 650s, so you can set it down.
Okay.
Why was I sold this kit? Because when I was working over at the MTV building doing all the election setup and stuff, I borrowed a bunch of people's Makita and Milwaukee shit, and it was sex.
Yeah.
Just ease of use, because I've used like okay drills here and there, and then using like some actual real good shit, I'm like, damn, I want one of these now.
Yeah.
And so I fucked up not buying one during the Christmas sales, because the only time you should really buy these is when Home Depot throws up a special sale on them, or Christmas, Father's Day / July.
I was gonna say
4th.
Father's Day is coming up not too far from now, right?
That's what I was gonna wait until, and then I was looking. I found this combo that I wanted, and maybe it'll come like $10 cheaper.
Right.
But because otherwise, like the next best deal they had was for like this 1/2-inch chuck drill plus a hex impact for like $225, and I'm like, I already have like a wrap adapter that I could throw in the chuck of this one, and just I'd rather have one drill than two.
I don't understand, Festy. I'm sorry. I don't get your reference.
You won't be mad getting a brushless get yourself a kit that has 2 batteries and a charger. And
Well, I think that the biggest thing that's made me start thinking about new, either if nothing else, new cells is I got my dad for, I think, Christmas bought me one of those. It's a blower, right? Like a giant blower, but it's not the old Ryobi one, which sucked balls. It was terrible. It's like it's got this giant cannon on the side with like this Venturi cone in the middle, and that thing kicks out air. It is crazy. But on my smaller battery pack, it barely does anything. But my double stack, like you're talking about your big one that you got, the big one that I've got, it's a big old boy, right? It's a tall guy, and that thing, it kicks up some crazy ass air. But even it sucks that battery dry in minutes. I mean, like it takes it out for sure.
So Seth brought something funny to my attention. Speaking of drills and battery ecosystems, Makita has a coffee maker that runs off of their 18-volt batteries. I did not know that.
Yeah,
that is fucking pimp.
It is. I think the only reason I know that is I saw it in I think AVE tore one of those apart a while back. It was pretty funny. I think it's Milwaukee's got like a boom box. And
They have a radio, I think.
Yeah.
So at work, so by the hallway that I walk down,
Yeah.
it's been getting painted, and the painter has one of those Milwaukee radios. Because I couldn't see because he's got it covered in plastic.
Yeah.
And I kind of like stopped and I kind of looked at it. I was like, "Huh, I think it's fucking neat. It's good."
Those dudes that roll in with like their carts, their Milwaukee carts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, shit's about to go down.
Fessy, that's right. That's something that I didn't know for many years, but found out about it a few years ago. I had no idea that was the case either. But I don't know how they managed to swing that deal. But it's how amazing is that for the store, right? They don't pay for any of their inventory on all those expensive tools. It's all sitting there on consignment. They only pay for them when they sell one, which is crazy.
Speaking of big box stores, I also got this from Costco last week.
Oh.
I got a 2-pack of these for $30.
Oh, that's not bad from Costco. Did that say Kohler on the top, like the faucet company?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
No, Kohler like the generator backup.
like Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. Oh, DeWalt's got a boombox too, Festy. I didn't know that. And by the way, Festy, you totally can't talk until you go listen to some Louis Grizzard. It's just, he will kill you. You will be dying laughing. It is so not PC. It's fantastic. He would have definitely been strung up by his short and curlies these days, but it's real good. What happened?
Fucking ball hit home plate, bounced up the catcher's chest protector, goes 8 feet to his left, and the runner held. I'm like, I know the Mets are up by 4, but dude, just fucking
go.
This is a statement game, man.
Would that be a base coach sort of problem? I would think.
I guess, but there's also 2 outs, so I guess that's why. If it was 1 out, but I mean, the only real rule in baseball is you don't make the 3rd out at third base.
Right.
In terms of that, you make the 3rd out going home. You got all the marbles, but.
Mm-hmm. So I've got kind of an irritating story.
Let's hear it.
So I got a call on Tuesday from the shop, and my bike was ready.
Oh.
So as busy as this client has been during the week, I just told him I'm going to leave over lunch. I'm just going to go. So I called, and everybody I know is working. So I called Uber, got a ride, and got there. And they said it just got off of a test ride. It sounds amazing. And these guys are like Harley guys, and they're like, that's a badass bike. And they didn't say for a metric. They just said it's badass. I was like, thank you. I agree. It is pretty awesome. So I got in there. I paid them for the work that they've done. But which, by the way, I don't know if I've talked about what I had to have done. So since it sat for a while.
Yeah, you mentioned about, I don't know if you had it on air, but I remember the.
Yeah. So just everybody knows, my tank rusted pretty badly, and bad enough to where it ruined my fuel pump. So I had to go find a fuel pump, and I got a hold of one and brought it up there. And the guy by the way, the guy was awesome. He when he called me and told me that the fuel pump's wrecked, he goes, "I can get one for you. They're gonna charge me $450 from Honda, or," he said, "if you pull up eBay, you can probably find one cheaper." He said, "Whichever." He said, just so you know." I'm like, "All right, I appreciate it." So I went and checked, couldn't find it. I saved myself a couple $100. Found one, brought it up to him. He got my tank cleaned, stripped, sealed, put the new fuel pump in, cleaned all my lines, cleaned the injectors, and that's the last step that he was doing before I got there this week. So he called up. He took the test drive. I got there, paid the man for his work, and got on my bike and fired it up, and it wouldn't start. Like, it was turning, but it wouldn't catch because it had a fresh battery in it. Right, it's one of the things I bought is a fresh battery. Turn, it wouldn't start. I was like, uh-oh. So, and one of the guys was standing right there. So he goes, "Dude," he said, "I just got back from a test drive. It was running great." I said, "Okay." Fire, nothing. And so he called the main dude out. The main dude came up and he's like, "Man, what the?" And he started cranking on it or whatever. And I stepped back for a minute, just letting him do his thing. And all of a sudden I looked down and gas goes out of my pipes. And I said, He goes, "Oh, fuck." Like, he starts swearing. He's like, "God damn it." So they pulled my tank off, and they're looking, and they got the injectors manipulated enough to where it did fire up, but basically my injectors are stuck open. He's like, "Man, I cleaned the heck out of those injectors, but they're fried. We need to replace them." I was like, "Oh, man." And I just dropped a chunk, from all the other work that they've done, but so now he's got to go get new injectors and put those in. What's another few $100, I guess. But the upside is
freedom.
the upside is, now that I've replaced all the important parts of the bike, now it's going to run for another couple decades, I'm sure.
Nothing left.
I got a fucking bend a wheel going coming home. God damn it.
I
start like veering left.
I started noticing so the wheels, the tires on my car are about a year old, and I got some good mileage on them, but I started hearing more road noise than normal. So
okay. In which car?
I'm like, in the Focus.
In the Focus.
And I'm like, it's kind of weird that it would just show up like that with tires, you know, and it's kind of weird. You go around a curve, and it was the loudest, like around 35 to 40 miles an hour. So at first I'm thinking, oh man, bearing, so I get off the highway one day going to work, and then I stop, and as soon as I get to work, I grab the rim, touch the rim, the lug nuts, they're not even like hot, you know? I'm like, shit, can't be bearing, and so I was talking to a buddy, and he's like, man, just jack him up and check, jack the car up and check, because sometimes, I've had bearings that are going bad that'll do that. And what was throwing me off too is that, if it's something making noise and you're on the highway, it could resonate through the whole car, and you can't pinpoint, where it's coming from.
Especially if it's at a certain speed like that, right? You get that harmonic. Yeah,
and at the highway, it was loud, but you would hear it more when you were going slower, and then you would get like a wah 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 wah. So and I've had tires. I know what alignment and shock issues and ball joints do.
Right.
I've had tires in the past cup and stuff like that. So it literally sounded, in the inside of the car, it sounded like I had BF KO2s on my fucking Focus, like, off-road wheels.
Yeah.
And so I basically spun each tire, put my hand on them, try to feel what, if it was the tire or the alignment or what.
Yeah.
So I got home, jacked up the front of the car, put it in drive, and I'm looking at the wheels, and the driver's side wheel, It looked like mind you, the car had been sitting for a few days, but it looked like the steel belt had snapped,
Mm.
and one part of the tire was like, this. But then I thought, okay, well, it's been sitting for a while.
Yeah.
Before I blame it on that, I need to drive it around. So then I go and lift the rear up and spin the passenger side, quiet, spin the driver's side, and there it is, the fucking bearing. So last year in September, I replaced both rear drums, and the drums have the bearings pressed in. Well, they don't have them pressed in; they have them. They're pressed in, and they also have a C-clip that holds them in there.
Yeah.
And it's 2 sets of bearings for that rear drum. When I did all the brakes and stuff like that, and I guess one of the bearings, the outer bearing, was bad, and it was just enough to make
it go
make
on.
noise.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
And
sucks.
and there is there's a torquing procedure that I followed, but you never know. You couldn't have.
Roughly.
Well, the problem was that I didn't have a torque wrench that went up to 180 foot-pounds, and which is pretty high up there.
Yeah, I was gonna say 180 again. Jeez.
Yeah, so it's actually 175, but so I ended up having to buy a torque wrench back when I did my brakes, because it's a 30 millimeter nut,
Mhm.
and it's a special nut that has Ford redesigned it so it doesn't back out, because apparently a lot of people were having issues with the stock nuts backing out.
Is that right?
And so it's like a washer, but it's like a welded on washer, but it's also a crush washer.
Okay.
And so you're supposed to replace the nut every time
Right.
you change it out, So I'm like, whatever, there's another fucking $30. Then, so, I bought a whole another hub. Anyways, $80 later, after all this shit, the fucking dust cap is $16 for a dust cap. Like, what am I doing with my life? I need to be making fucking dust caps. And
Yeah.
so anyway, put the new one on, spun it, quiet as can be. It actually felt like it even moved better.
Mm.
And put the wheel on and took the test drive. Nice and quiet.
Mm.
So,
That's when you don't mind spending the money, is when you can notice the difference. You're just like,
well, yeah. I mean, as soon as I had lifted it up and I spun it by hand, like I could hear it. It was like, when you spin one, and it's all you're hearing is the air going through the tire, and you go and spin the other one, it's like, oh shit, So, but it's crazy that it was, and then obviously I took it out and I'm spinning it, and I could feel like, it's like one of those bearings
Caught.
just
Yeah.
something. So, but what was crazy is that I've had on other stuff, I've had issues with bearings, and the fuckers get hot. So I got lucky. I didn't drive it anymore, but I was on the highway, and but yeah, and it also makes sense when you're going around a turn, because you're putting more pressure and taking pressure off on those bearings. So, but
so my dad at one point had something similar happen to his oh god, what was the name of the thing? Was it a Taurus? I think it may have been a Taurus that he had.
Mm-hmm.
And he took it into the shop, had them do their work or whatever. And I happened to be in the car with him. I was like 16 or 17 or something, right? I was just learning how to drive. And I happened to be in the car with him. We were going somewhere, whatever it was. And we'd stopped at a grocery store to get something on the way out. And thank God, in the parking lot, I was just turning left to go like towards, leaving the parking lot, whatever. And the whole wheel just goes snap. And the wheel snaps out and just literally falls off the axle. Like it just comes off. I was like,
yeah.
I like looked at him like, what was that? We went out there. I'm like, holy shit! Could you imagine if that happened on the freeway? Oh my god, would it kill me?
Do you remember what year that was? Because Ford did have an issue with their with the spindles and stuff, and the rear hubs.
I feel like it was
basically
like
popping off.
Late 90s. I feel like it was like 90, 96 maybe.
Yeah.
And it was probably a couple-year-old car at that point.
I think the Explorers had a problem with that shit too. Where the wheel just fucking snap off.
It was a pucker sort of moment for me, just thinking about if that thing just just said left while I was going 80. Ugh.
Yep.
Put in the books, non-anxiety inducing victory. Thank you. Thank you, New York Mets.
Way to go, New York Mets.
For real. The closer came on and pitched a clean inning because it wasn't a save situation.
Who? So Festy's talking about your torque wrench. He said the highest he ever knew was 160 foot-pounds for a Beetle flywheel.
Yeah. This was 175, and you have to spin it counterclockwise 10 times while you're torquing it to that.
Damn, torque team.
Yeah. So
Damn.
yeah, I and that's what happened. I mean, like I have a 150 foot-pound torque wrench. And a nice Craftsman, and so when I had to do this, I'm like, well, shit, like nobody, has these, something that goes 200 foot-pounds.
Yeah.
And I ended up going to Lowe's, and Lowe's had a Craftsman. They had like the digital ones. I'm like, man, I ain't buying no digital one.
Yeah.
For that, I need that click.
Yeah.
And
that click. Give me
yeah,
that click.
yeah, I think it was around $80 or something was on sale. It was a good deal.
Oh, that's I was gonna ask. It was like 150, $200.
Yeah, no, it was on sale. I mean, I don't know what it was like at before, but they also had a Husky one. But all three of the Husky ones that they brought down were open packages. So I'm like,
They were what?
I don't know, open packages. So I'm like, I don't know if people used them and returned them. Well, the guy was like, yeah, these happens a lot. And I'm like, I mean, I'm sure I'm gonna use it again. The lowest it does is 20 foot-pounds. So, but yeah.
I'm trying to remember who it was. I saw somebody take one of those apart a while back on YouTube, and it may have been AV or This Old Tony, or actually, now that I think about it, I think it may have been This Old Tony. Anyway, whoever it was, the inside of those mechanical torque wrenches is so cool.
Yeah.
So cool how that ratcheting works.
Yeah, I always bring them back down to 10 or 20 or whatever it is, and leave them wound up.
Right. Yeah, that's right. That's what I've always heard. You're supposed to unload that spring, right? When you're not using them. Yeah.
Yep. So that's nice.
Yeah. All right. That's all I've got for tonight. Anybody else got anything to talk about tonight? I gotta run. I've got shit that I gotta do tonight. Sorry, everybody.
Sounds all good.
Thank you, everybody.
Man talk tonight.
What's that?
It was man talk tonight.
It was man talk tonight. Torque wrenches and electric screwdriver drills and shit.
Fucking bearings.
Motorcycles,
bearings. So, everybody, thank you very much for coming out and not talking about very much vaping tonight, but still had a really good time with everybody. We'll see you next week. Same Plumes time, same Plumes channel. Be safe out there. There's some weird stuff going on. Don't.
What else is new?
Yeah. Thanks, 2021. Bye, everybody.
Bye.